Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you are fine. Today we are gonna talk about water on Earth. Most of Earth is covered with water. Most of Earth is covered with water. Rivers, streams, ponds, etc. contain fresh water, but oceans and the seas contain salt water. Also, there's some water underground. Okay. Number one, river. The type of water is fresh water. Location, mountains. A river often starts in the mountains as a stream. The flow of a river ends when it meets a sea or larger body of water. So, the flow of the river ends when the river meets the sea or the larger body of water. And the river starts in the mountain as a stream. The type of water is fresh, and the location, mountains. Okay. Number two, lake. The type of water is most of lakes contain fresh water, and the location, low-lying area. And the lake is a large body of water surrounded by land. The lake forms when water collects in a low-lying area. Okay. So the type of water, most of lakes contain fresh water, the location, low-lying area, and the lake is very large body or the large body of water surrounded by land, and the lake forms when the water collects in a low-lying area. The lake forms when water collects in a low-lying area. Okay, and number three, the wetland. The type of water is fresh water. The location, inland, partially covered with water, and from kinds of wetlands, swamps or marshes, and ponds or bogs. So the type of water in wetland is fresh water, and the location, land partially covered with water. Okay, and number three, from kinds of wetland, swamps or marshes, ponds or bogs. Okay, super. Okay, number four, an estuary. Type of water, salt water mixes with fresh water. Salt water mixes with fresh water. The location, where a river meets the sea or an ocean. Number three, estuaries are home to thousands of plants and animals. Number five, groundwater. The type of water is fresh water. The location, in the cracks and spaces of underground rocks. Number two, there is more amount of groundwater on Earth than all the water found in rivers and lakes. Number six, oceans. Type of water is salt water. The location, oceans surround the continents. Number two, all of the oceans are connected to each other. Number three, the ocean's floor has mountains, plains, and plateaus. The floor of the oceans has mountains, plains, and plateaus. Okay. And now Earth's fresh water. About 10% of the world animals species live only in freshwater habitats. Freshwater scarcity and quality are two main risks that threaten the world. The poor quality of fresh water leads to, number one, the death of thousands of living organisms every year, and number two, the extinction of some species living in fresh water, such as some fish and amphibians. So, give reason. The poor quality of fresh water is harmful because poor quality of fresh water leads to, number one, the death of thousands of living organisms every year, and number two, the extinction of some species live in fresh water, such as some fish and amphibians. Okay. Much of the study of water is focused on fresh water due to its vital importance to humans. Okay, so much of the study of water is focused on fresh water. So much of the study of water is focused on fresh water. Give reason. Why? Because or due to its vital importance to human. Finding and preserving fresh water is one of the major challenges of this century. So finding and preserving fresh water is one of the major challenges of this century. Freshwater resources on Earth are limited, so without the right balance of using fresh water is a community leads to the occurrence of water imbalance, causing droughts or floods that impact many organisms. So without the right balance of using fresh water in a community, this leads to the occurrence of water imbalance, causing droughts or floods that impact many organisms. Humans use some strategies to control or conserve fresh water for their needs, such as building dams across the river to store water. Okay, and now the human activities cause imbalance of water, and this leads to number one, drought. And what is meant by drought? Drought means shortage of water in some places. And number two, flooding in some other places. So drought and floods. What would happen if there is imbalance of water in a watershed? What would happen? Let's start with watershed. What is meant by watershed? Watershed is an area of land where water from different sources flows in one direction toward a common location, such as an ocean, sea, or the other large water body. Okay, so it's an area of land where water from different sources, like here, from different sources of water, flows in one direction. Look, flows in one direction, like this, toward a common location, like here, common location. And this location could be ocean, sea, or other large water body. Okay. The study of freshwater system focused on the balance of water in a watershed, where when there is more rainfall, the level of water in a river or stream would increase, causing a flood. So what happens when there is more rainfall? The answer will be the level of water in rivers or streams will increase, causing floods. And what happens when there is too little rainfall? The answer will be the level of water in a river or a stream will decrease. So these water bodies may dry up, causing drought. Okay. When there is water balance, rivers or streams will have a constant resource of fresh water. Okay, so when there is water balance, river or stream will have a constant source of fresh water. Okay. And what is the importance of watersheds? The watershed can help scientists understand how the water bodies in an area interact with another one. Okay? So the watershed can help scientists understand how the water bodies in an area interact with another one. And now we will study some human activities that take place in some water bodies or as tributaries and affect people, plants, and animals that live near or in these tributaries. Okay, let's start with tributary. A tributary, they are small water bodies such as small creeks or streams that flow into bigger river. Flow into a bigger river. Look here. This is an tributary. This is a tributary. This is a tributary. Tributary, tributary. All of these tributaries, okay, flow into bigger river. Flow into a bigger river. Flow into a bigger river. Okay. As you have studied before, that water bodies connected with each other. Okay. We can conclude that tributaries as small creeks or streams bigger flow into bigger river, and the bigger river flow into a larger water bodies as bays, seas, and oceans. Okay, so tributaries as small creeks or streams flows into flow into bigger river, and the bigger river flow into larger water body as bays, seas, and oceans. Okay, okay. What happens upstream in a watershed affects the water body downstream. So what happens upstream affects the water bodies downstream. Affects water downstream. Super. So, and now, what is the upstream and what is the downstream? The upstream is the place where a river starts. Upstream, where the river starts. But downstream is the place where a river ends. So upstream is the place where a river starts, and downstream is the place where a river ends. Where a river ends. Okay? Okay. And now, conserving, preservation, and sustainability. There are many things we use every day that are made from natural resources. Okay, so there are many things we use every day, every single day, and they are made from natural resources. It's important to conserve these natural resources, and the following table shows some things made from natural resources. Let's start. Paper is made from trees. Paper, I'm sorry. Paper is made from trees. So here, natural resources are trees. The natural resources are trees. So here, the natural resources are trees, and paper is made from trees. The natural resource here, oil products, and most plastic is made from oil products. Most plastic is made from oil products. And the natural resources here, plant and animal products. Plant and animal products. Clothes are made from plants such as cotton, and animal products such as wool of sheep. So clothes are made from plants such as cotton, and animal products such as wool of sheep. Wool of sheep. Okay? Okay. Human can conserve natural resources in different ways, such as preservation and number 2, sustainability. Number 1, preservation, and number 2, sustainability. So we have two ways to conserve natural resources. Number 1, preservation, and number 2, sustainability. Let's start with preservation. What is meant by preservation? Preservation means restricting access or control reaching of human to these natural resources of using them. So preservation means restricting access or control reaching of human to these natural resources or using them. For example, countries prevent using or developing of natural resources in some protected areas of land, such as Ras Muhammad Protectorate in South Sinai. Number 2, Wadi El Hitan Protectorate in Fayoum. Okay? Okay. About natural resource fish. About fish. Okay? If the catch of fish by humans or overfishing is more than the fish that are replaced by their reproduction in oceans and seas, they become rare and fishing will decrease. They become rare and fishing will decrease. Yes. So, if the catch of fish by human or overfishing is more than the fish that are replaced by their reproduction in seas or oceans, they become rare and fishing will decrease. Okay, about groundwater. If groundwater of wells are used faster than they are replaced by rains, the groundwater also will run out and the wells will become dry. The wells will become dry, okay? Become dry. Number two, sustainability. So what is meant by sustainability? Sustainability is an important way of resource conservation. Sustainability means using natural resources in a way that doesn't negatively affect the future supply of these resources. For example, cows feeding on grass in a field where grass grows slowly. We have unsustainable situation and sustainable situation. Okay, sustainable situation and unsustainable situation. If cows are placed in many small areas of grass, they began eating old grass before new grass could grow in this area. Of course, okay? And this leads to the disappearance of grass in this area, and the cows will be very hungry. So this causes the disappearance of grass in this area, and the cows will be very hungry. Number two, sustainable situation. If cows are placed on large area of grass, if cows are placed in one large area of grass, so the cows still have more food, the cows still have more fruits, and this causes the grass to grow back in other area. The grass to grow back in other area. Okay. Preservation of natural resource means prevent using or developing a natural resource in a special area, but when people manage the use or conserve natural resources without negative effects on their amount in future, this is called sustainability. Number two, resource sustainability is affected by many factors such as overpopulation. So the resource sustainability affected by many factors. Number one, sustainability. Number one, overpopulation. Number two, unequal distribution of resources. Number three, overuse. Okay. Number four, damage resources or pollution. Okay. Natural resources can be classified into two things or two types. Natural resources can be classified into two types. Number one, renewable resources such as water, plants, animal, and so on. Number two, non-renewable resources such as oil, coal, and so on. And renewable resources can be used up if people don't use them wisely. Okay? Renewable resources could be used up or run out if people don't use them wisely. Okay? For example, number one, when freshwater renewable resource on earth is polluted, it becomes undrinkable and the percentage of fresh water will decrease. So when freshwater renewable resource on earth is polluted, it becomes undrinkable and the percentage of fresh water will decrease. Number two, pollution from burning of non-renewable resources like coal or oil leads to soil pollution and that is causes the death of plants and animal, and plants and animal are renewable resources. So number two, pollution from burning of non-renewable like coal or oil leads to soil pollution, and this is caused to, or this is leads to death of plants and animal. Plants and animal are renewable resources. And number three, cutting down too many trees, trees renewable resource, leads to deforestation. So cutting down too many trees leads to deforestation. So water and wind can carry away soil, causing soil erosion. Causing soil erosion. Okay? From the previous, we can or we should conserve fresh water, like by decrease the time of some activities like taking a quick shower. Number two, turn off water tap during some activities like brushing your teeth, as we said. And from example or from the previous explanation, you'll have learned that fresh water is a limited renewable natural resource, which is very important for all living organisms to survive, including human. Okay. Number two, human creates many methods to filter dirty water, to recycle wastewater or polluted water. Okay. Number one, recycle wastewater means removing harmful materials from water. So recycle wastewater means removing harmful materials from water. Number two, water filters are used to remove harmful materials from polluted water to get filtered water that human can use in many verbs. Okay, so water filter are used to remove harmful materials from polluted water. Why? To get filtered water that human can use in many uses. Okay? Okay. Okay, so from the previous lesson you have learned that number one, human uses water in many activities in his daily life, such as washing dishes, cleaning cars, brushing teeth, cooking food, etc. Number two, we must conserve fresh water during our daily activities by changing our habits. Okay, and now we will study another way to conserve water by recycling water and reuse it. Recycling water. Solar energy plays an important role in the water cycle in nature, where solar energy helps the earth to recycle and reuse water. Okay, okay. The water cycle contains many processes, such as evaporation. The sun heats up the surface of the water and the water evaporates through process is called evaporation, and the water condenses in the sky, forming clouds. Then clouds, after condensation, precipitation, and the falls of rains, and so on. Okay, so wastewater is the water that has already been used in homes and different industries. So wastewater is the water that has already been used in homes and different industries. Okay, and we talk about solar energy, and it plays an important role in the water cycle, and we took the water cycle and this process. Okay, and now let's talk about wastewater engineer. Wastewater engineers are special kinds of scientists, and some of them work in water treatment plants, such as بحر البقر wastewater treatment plant in Egypt. Okay, so wastewater engineer are special kinds of scientists, and some of them work in water treatment plant, such as بحر البقر wastewater treatment plant in Egypt. Okay, and what is the importance of wastewater engineer? Number one, they design tools that provide us with clean water. They design tools that provide us with clean water. Okay. Number two, they always observe the water quality and check for the amount of pollutants in water. They always observe the water quality and check for the amount of pollutants in water. Number three, they decide where to build water treatment plants, observe and check each step in water treatment process. Number four, after water treatment process occurs, wastewater engineer tests the treated water to make sure it's safe before the water is released to rivers and lakes or used by human. Okay, so give reason. After water treatment process occurs, wastewater engineer tests the treated water. Give reason. To make sure it's safe before the water is released to rivers and lakes or used by human. Okay. And wastewater or water treatment plants recycle wastewater by removing harmful materials from wastewater to reuse it. Okay. So, water treatment plant recycle wastewater by removing harmful materials from wastewater to reuse it or to can use it again. Number two, there are other works of wastewater engineers, such as they design ways to protect a community from floods. Number one, they design ways to protect a community from floods. Number two, they test the source of drinking water in communities to make sure it's safe to drink. Okay, number one and number two. Okay, and this is all for our science session for today. See you next time. Bye bye.